Hi, this is Natanya of Fresh Maine, and I wanted to share with you how I use Xodo and Google Docs in my cosmetology business. I store all my Google Docs and forms on my Google Drive, and here I'm creating a Google Sheet, and this Google Sheet is going to be a log of responses to my client record and history form. I email the client record and history form to each client before their service. When they fill it out, their responses are going to be stored on this form or this Google Sheet that I'm creating right now. That way, each and every time they come in, I'll have a record of their service. I created the Google Sheet, and then I am saving it or moving it to the client's folder. In this case, the client's name is Test, because it's a test. So there's the client record and history form, and here I'm attaching the sheet to the form. So you just need one form and one sheet, and each time you email it to the client, when they fill it out, their response for that particular instance is stored on the sheet. So here I'm looking for the sheet that I just created, and there it is. So now they're attached. So when I email it to the client, which in this case is going to be me, I'll fill out the form, and then we'll see the response in the Google Sheet. So here I am filling it out. My client record and history form goes over my policies at the top, and then it's just asking, what service they're receiving today, and do they want the same lash set that they had the last time, and then it's authorizing me to take pictures and so forth. So I filled it out, submitted, and now I'm checking to make sure that my responses are in the Google Sheet. So you'll see that, sorry, I'm zooming in, but you'll see that each and every time the client comes in, it'll leave a time, date and time, their email address, and then also the responses to the questions that were on the form. So this is just a good practice because, down the road, if something happens, you can say, oh, well, I saw you on this date. You can, if your client is having problems with retention, this is a good way to track. So now I'm going over to Xodo, because every time a client comes in, I do like a lash map form for them. So I use Xodo to do this. Basically, I am, each and every time they come in for a fill, I fill out this form. And I like Xodo because I can use my Galaxy tablet because I don't have an iPad. I know that there's apps for iPad to do this kind of stuff, but I don't have iPad, so I'm glad I found Xodo. So I'm just filling it out. I like to keep track of, the humidity, temperature, adhesive that I'm using, because, you don't always remember when they come back. You're like, oh, well, what did we do last time or something? So this is just my way of keeping track of what I'm doing on each and every client. Some of my clients are 2 weeks. Some of my clients are 3 weeks. Some of my clients, got a little problem there. some of my clients, have retention problems, and I like to, know like what's going on. Like, did you clean your lashes this week? I like to look at the previous week. What was going on? Did they have retention problems? Is it something new? And then, I don't have to have all of this on paper. I can just save it to my Google Drive in their folder and, look at it at my leisure and whatever and figure out what's going on. So it's just a great form. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to see a video on how I made my client record and history form in the Google Docs. And this form that I'm using right now, of course, I'm selling it on Etsy, so you can check it out there. I'm sorry, you guys, if you can't see well, this is my first time trying to film myself doing something on the tablet, and normally I don't talk in my videos. I usually am just doing nail art and don't say anything, so I'm doing this voiceover and it sucks. I think next time I'm just gonna talk as I'm making the video, because this voiceover stuff is ugh. So here I am doing what I like about Xodo is you can annotate or write over it. So in the upper part of the form I use the text, but here in the lash mapping, I'm using a stylus, and I'm drawing basically on the PDF, and then I'm going back to text to fill out any notes. And then on the next page is for photos. So I like to have photos before, after. I'm going to listen back to this and just be so irritated with myself that I said all the time. So, here is where you put the photos. And I like to put before and after. So, Xodo, you touch the page and hold, and the little dialog box comes up, and then you can go to where you store your photos. Alright. So you can do stuff like get really detailed in your lash mapping. So basically the form is done, and I'm just going to save it and then move it to my Google Drive into the folder that belongs to that particular client. So this is pretty much a wrap, and let me know in the comments if you want to see me do some other things that I didn't film here. And just please excuse me, because this was my first time doing something like this. So, alright, take care. Bye.